Hi, this is Kicha Sudeepa here, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.
It's always a pleasure talking to Kicha Sudeep. He has this amazing way of telling stories, both on screen as well as off screen. That is truly fascinating. Pleasure having you back with us.
It's an honor too. It's an honor too.
All right. So, how important is it for you to tell stories?
Well, that's how my existence is actually, by just telling stories. That's what we all do in cinema. Without stories, we are nothing.
And how important is it for you to make the stories believable?
That's the first thing we all need to do, believable. So by the end of it, we all know it's just a story. But as long as we are telling it and it's on screen, it has to be believable. And there are portions of the films which doesn't carry much of logic, and there is comedy, there's everything. I know everybody excuses that part of the cinema. But on the story per se, on the whole content, I think it has to be believable, right? It has to be.
Right. And what is the importance of that element of honesty?
Honesty it has got everything to do with the approach. Nothing to do with the story per se. It is the approach. Like, you want to believe that this is the story I want to narrate, there has to be complete honesty towards it. I think there's no option to that part of cinema.
Right.
Honesty has to be there. Everybody, every department. Yeah, so even if it is a very illogical slapstick comedy we have taken, but there has to be a very honest approach towards it and not make it something with a deliberate attempt and forced attempt to make it what it is not. It is a slapstick comedy. There has to be an honesty towards it. We will make it. That's how it has to be.
You told us in our last interview that there was a point of time when not many people believed in you, and when the movie worked and it clicked and you got your name because of that Kicha Sudeep, that made you a star the way very few people have had the privilege of. What is the importance for you as a performer, as an actor, to connect with the audience? And what is your approach towards connecting with the audience?
I guess it's just the other way around for you. They have to connect to you in what you're doing. I can't put an effort just to get connected. See, there is a role that is offered to me, and that honesty goes to that particular role, what is the requirement of the script and the character. And if at all it works out in such a way that the audiences can get connected to the role and through the role to you, that's the only way we exist, you know. It has to be a connection. But there can't, as an actor, when I go through a script, I can't really put in an effort and say, okay, how do I connect to the audiences through this? How do I do this? Probably yes, as a performance, I can say, how do I make this emotion reach to the audience? Reach the audience, and what do I do? What is that extra I can incorporate in the attitudes, character, or probably the personality, whatever we are doing as an actor. But I guess what you do finally, the audience need to connect. There cannot be an effort from our end. Once the audience connect, I think that is when your journey takes a different turn, character takes a different destiny. Your journey definitely takes a huge turn there only, once the audience connect to you.
Right. All right. So when one speaks to you, when we see how you conduct yourself, there is this element of intellectual appeal in the way your thoughts are. But at the same time, you being a master, it's very important for you to connect to the lowest denominator. As you said, that element of entertainment and laughter is something which is equally important. That is part of the story. So how do you strike a balance as an artist?
I think balance has to be within you, first of all, not in the role, within you. I guess once you have quite a balance, I guess, your mind starts working and operating in a direction it has to. So once you have a role there and you have a right director handling it, I guess it's all well organized as to what we are supposed to do, how we are supposed to do. And these elements you're talking about, I think this is what differs from actor to actor. You know, that little pulse if you can catch, that little extra what we can do. Suddenly, sometimes, many a times it so happens that we finish a scene when you're going back in the car and you think like, oh shucks, we should have done this. We should have done that. No, that part is there. No? So, but I guess that's what I said. You have that little few seconds where your mind can act, do, capture. See, you would have observed so many things across when you travel, when you meet people. So you exactly don't know what you have taken away from each person. There is something we take away without our own knowledge. So when these performances are happening, I guess it just comes out. A character probably would have observed something weird or unique in somebody, it just pops up. It just pops up like that. So I guess it's the constant, being in the situation and not just getting diverted. Like, if movie can be, shooting can be made as a beautiful atmosphere if you're perpetually into it and not making it look like a responsibility. You're there, what is that other person doing? How am I going to do it? How am I going to deliver? Okay, I'm somebody, there is a responsibility, people expect. I think you should just have fun. Leave all that aside. I guess, don't try to forcefully prove anything. If you can just start enjoying that part, I think everything falls in place automatically. Because I don't think any actor can walk around with a blueprint in his hand as to what has to be done. It's just that moment, any best thing and every best thing in the film has to come between those two words, action and cut.
Right.
And later we discuss, we do that thing, we should do this, we should do that, get up early morning, we should deliver. Doesn't work.
Of course.
Did you get it between those two words? It doesn't matter what we are doing before and after. So I get that moment is very important. So to get that moment right, I think you had to be quite balanced. Be there and not just get diverted. So many times we go so happily from home, something very nice would have happened at home. You go there, that's one of the most emotional scene, pathos scene, and you have to start crying. There is something you need to feel which you not felt from home. Sometimes you're so sad, you're off mood from home, you're coming and actually you're not in the great frame of mind, and that's the best comedy scene happening there. So now how do you get into that is what makes an atmosphere. So your co-stars, your director, everybody becomes important, not just you. However brilliant an actor you are, on a wrong day, if your DOP is not getting the shots right, things are going out of focus, you're done. And if you're brilliantly doing something and your co-stars are not able to react to you accordingly, you're done. So I don't think any one particular actor can be praised for his performance. I think it is in totality many people who sum it up.
No, I think that's brilliantly said. All right, so recently at an event, there were almost 1 lakh people rooting for you. Now, so you have this massive fan following. At the same time, now Bob Dylan has very famously said that when he migrated from, say, acoustic sound to electric sound, quite a few of his fans resisted and they said that we want that acoustic sound. But his response was that if I don't upgrade myself, if I don't update myself and go to newer things, then I'll be doing something which is not right with my talent. And gradually, people accepted his electric sound as well. As an artist who has got this massive following, how does it work with you and what your fans are looking for? Are there moments when you feel that this is something that my fans have to be ready for me and I have to reinvent myself? Or is it the fans who most of the time dictate that, this is something that you look best in and we want to see you in this?
I think this is like that, this whole thing is like a burger. You just can't say bun is important or the meat is important or the filling is important, sauces are important. Depends on the situation, like we need to strike a balance in the scripts. One script we do for ourselves, one script we have to pick it up for the masses, one script we have to pick it up for the ongoing genres that's happening over there. We have to be in the flow constantly. See, there can be once, you can try to swim against the tide. Not always will it work. That is what is updating all about. What is running right now? What is it that people want? See, by the end of the day, I can dress up the way I want, you can dress up the way you want, but where? Personally. When you're going for an outing, you will dress up for a particular situation and the occasion, at least close to it, right, if not completely.
Right.
Correct? So it's obvious that when a cinema is happening, we all happen, today I cannot say, this is the kind of a movie that worked in the early 2000s and everything, I'm going to make to that. No. I have to tell a story for today. I have to tell a story for today's audiences, today's environment, as in there is OTT, there are so many things come up. There are so many brilliant filmmakers. So I think your competition is not just in theaters, it's all across you. I think we have to be updating ourselves what's running, what is that people are liking. How do you say it in your style? What do you do? So it's not about challenging the whole system and saying, this is what I'm going to say, that is what they're going to watch. No, make it separately. See, there are only few stories in this world today. There's no newer story to be told. The same story we juggle, muggle and everything and just say it across probably a different script, different screenplay. Stories are still the same.
When you plan a film like Vikrant Rona, for example, it's in It's coming in 14 languages, 55 countries, I believe it's going to be releasing in.
Yeah. Planning to.
So
it's almost
it's 3D. It's in 3D.
Yes.
There's a lot of thought that is going on in terms of presenting it. In terms of the presentation is something which is very, very different from what we've seen in Indian cinema as well. So what was it going in your mind when you thought that this is something that I want to be a part of?
See, basically we started off with a film we were supposed to do, and it's a very beautiful film and a very humongous film. Script was ready, story, everything was ready. On a screenplay perspective, I think we were just about 70% within it, and we got stuck somewhere. It was not moving on. So I called it a day that day, and I said, you guys, I mean, we were in Hyderabad. I said, you go to your apartments, I'll call you back. And I went to the gym, came back, and I called my director, and I said, we're just having a chat. Then I told him, why don't you just narrate something else to me, which I can produce, small budget and newcomers or something. I'm looking forward to producing something, so just let me know. So he narrated a script to me, and it was halfway. And halfway, yeah, I was having a drink then, I was a little done for the day. So I said, half the film, I said, you kind of stop it. Tomorrow morning we'll continue. And it was around 2:30 a.m. when we stopped halfway. So probably he thought I might have got bored, or I don't know what it is. Morning at around 7 o'clock, I called him again. I woke up, I called him, I freshened up and called him. I said, come here. We're having a cup of coffee. I said, now narrate the second half to me. And after hearing, again we dispersed. Again in the evening, I called him back. I asked him a few questions as to why he was thinking it has to be done with newcomers, and why he was thinking it's low budget. What was his perspective to take on, since he is the owner of the thought? He has all the rights towards it. So I asked him. So he said, no, this way, that way. I said, no, why can't we do the film? So he said, which character? I said, that one. I said, but that is the child and you're a father. I said, that's not the point. The point is about the story. I love the story. This has to be told in a bigger way. So this was a movie which was slated, he was planning to do something like the 90s, which I took it into a thing, and we had a debate about it. And I only told him about the presentation, how we can go, how we can make it look something else. But nothing to do with the story, nothing to do, everything remains the same. We are not going to move an inch from that, because I loved it. Let's stick to that. How do we commercialize few things? How do we visually make it bigger? From then, I think we worked about 8 months. How to plan, how to visually. Now, planning, we just did it. Then after that, we realized we're going out of the box. We're just going out of the scale of what we could actually do. But we stuck to it. We stuck to it, and we made it possible with fantastic teams and CG teams and set works and everything, and we just pulled it off. And every day was an excitement, because this particular idea we had decided someday. And when it came to reality and we saw the sets, and we thought, okay, we did it. So it was a fabulous moment for us. So, the end result is what you're talking about, but we have enjoyed every bit of the making, every bit of the sets we could actually pull it off. There are certain things, everything, there's nothing impossible here. But the point is about exactly, did you get it the way we had dreamt? Did we get it the way we had decided? Yeah. See, money will keep going. But when everybody is waking up with the same intention on the set, this is the kind of a film that will pop up.
Right.
We all have to be in the same page.
So tell us something about the release strategy, like, and when is it? What's the plan? Is it complete now?
Yeah, it is all completed. We were supposed to come in Diwali, but then the COVID thing hit us, and then we thought we'll come in Christmas. Then the second wave hit us badly, and now I think it'll be done. I guess we are looking at a window in Feb, and we are tentatively looking at 24th of Feb as the release. So we are all on talks now with everywhere, because it has to release all across India in a big way. So we are all on talks with everybody.
So what sort of screen count are you looking at?
Right now, I don't know, Faridun. We are anything. See, nobody settles down or negotiates for a smaller screening, right? For a smaller figure. Everybody wants a big chunk. See, basically when we say everybody wants a big chunk, it is not just to do with the revenue part. See, when we tell a story like this, when we narrate a story, when we want to conceive a story like this, we want to tell it to as many people as possible. So we will be looking at a larger screen counts and other things. Let's see how it goes.
All right. So now, because of this pandemic, there are a lot of discussions which are going on in terms of how the content will be consumed, say in a country like India, for example. Even I think even across the world as well. Now, what are your views when it comes to this entire distribution of content, maybe between cinema halls and OTT platforms? How do you think it is going to pan out?
See, I think Cinema is still something to be viewed in the theaters. And for the cinemas that is made for theaters, if you notice it on a good holidays to if you plan your releases, people are still coming. It's not that they're not coming at all. But they are making decisions. That is for something has definitely changed post this COVID. Something has definitely changed. We are all trying to understand that part. We are all trying to get back to the norm. So, and if this is the new norm, this is it, So we have to go with the flow. But I don't think platforms have affected cinema. And I will not say it has not been affected also. So we are not 100% normal. But then I've seen we all notice in the market that films are doing great in theaters. But provided we give them good enough reason to come out of there. See, what's happening is theater is nothing but a shell again. People have been so inside the houses and everything, they just want to get out. So if you see your beaches today, it's full. You see a market, it's full. You see a mall, it's full. People are just going out. To get them back into a shell, put them back into one room again, it is definitely a challenge, right? Again, you're getting them into the dark where they've been surviving for 1.5, 2 years now.
Right.
So that is a challenge here, to get them back into that room where they have been stuffing themselves. So again, they don't mind as long as you give them a good enough reason and a good enough time.
Right. And do you have any plans whatsoever maybe to be a part of any web show or something? Because right now the way things are, the production levels, I think they are grand as far as web shows are concerned as well, be it like a Money Heist, for example, or even in India, we've seen the way Family Man has been received. Like Aranyak, I think, has just come, and the production quality, the way it is. Arya, the production quality is something which is very high class as well. So is that something that excites you? Does that excite you?
See, as long as storytelling is your passion, I don't think anything can not excite you. Everything will excite you. See, today, in the other day, today, and if you're talking about the cinema today, one of the days I was stepping out and my security was busy with his headphones. I was like, hey, we're going out, open the gate. So he was a little busy. So I said, just take the car out, and I walked up, and actually that time Radhe had released. So he was watching Radhe on the thing. Nice. But something shook inside. I said, yeah, this is the first day that film is released on the thing, and this guy is watching it on a phone, man. And that phone is quite a low resolution. Something shook inside, as and when I'm trying to say, see, there's a director, there's a maker, they would have put in so much of effort. Today, then we realize at least I'm happy if you're watching it on a TV. At least television you watch it. Don't watch it on a phone, yeah, dude. I mean, it's like, your best of the CGs are missing, Like imagine the protagonist is standing in front and you have spent so much money that there are some 1,000 choppers going behind. On a phone, it looked like some flies going, yeah. You can't even make out that this producer has spent for some choppers and you're just zooming. You can't zoom in. What is for a screen, and if you squeeze it down to this level of a probable about 5 inches screen, it's all gone. So today I'll tell you, if you can tell a story at least on a television range and people are able to watch, I'm telling you that's the best thing that can happen. Theater is still a challenge. We all want to tell a story in theater. We all want to tell it on the 70mm screen. But today's storytelling is very important, and I think if you're a part of something great, you just don't need to. As an actor, I think that is what is going to excite you, and this magnanimity of your stardom. Yeah, we all need it. We all need that stardom. We all have carried it for years now. But I guess, practically if you think about certain things, if a character, like you said, Money Heist, you're taking some very good examples. Why not? See, but again, there is a small thing here. It is all about, on the script level, is it exciting you? You guys are watching it after it is edited, directed, garnished, everything, and then you're saying, wow, look at that series. But every actor has a difficulty here because it all depends on which day they're narrating to you, what is your mood, how are they narrating to you. See, on a script level, how will it be, you tell me? Either they take Money Heist, you take any Squid Game, you take anything. On a script level, how will it be?
I think the way your approach is in terms of surprising your audience, I think you'll be ideal for like a Korean drama. I think you can do brilliantly in a Korean drama because they tend to surprise. They're not like, I personally feel, even I think the way the Korean content is, maybe it's even better than Hollywood. Like I went in to see a Hollywood film recently, and it was so predictable. The big like all these VFX and everything, but when you see a Korean drama, it's like it surprises you all the time.
That's what I'm saying. See, now there is a sensibility here. about understanding what the story is all about, how this director can take it, So again, when you sit in front of the script, there can be very good narrators, there can be average narrators. Now you have to choose it. You understand? So many times it so happens that, we even hear, the script actually had gone to that actor. He rejected it, he didn't, that became a hit. Now there are ways to look at it. Maybe that actor at that day, it was not narrated well, or he was in a bad mood, or something happened, or he was looking forward to something else. And then this other person who second time they narrated to, maybe it was one of those good days where he understood and they explained better. You don't know. See, there's a beautiful thing that we always get better the second time around. So as and when you're narrating, you get better. So it is a matter of time, especially when I'm listening to a script, I always tell them, first tell me in half an hour, or tell me in at least minimal time, what is your thought? So at least I understand the thought better. Now once the thought excites me, then I'll tell them, give me a briefing. We'll give another day. Come another day. So let's sleep over it. Let me understand, okay, this has got potential. Now let me understand how have you done the screenplay. So let's go. Once I think I like the story version, what they narrate to me in the next one, I think then I will go scene-wise if it's ready. I'll say, let's only pick 15 scenes today. Explain to me those 15 scenes, how you're planning. So I understand it better. So I think if you can give that little time more and more and try and understand, then I guess your web series will happen, everything will happen, but again, provided how well you narrate it.
No, of course. All right, and you are presenting the Kannada version of 83, I believe. So what do you think of the promos, and does that story excite you?
So it's not a story, sir. It's a moment. It's a very proud moment of Indian cricket, where everything changed. Perspective of Indian cricket changed. Approach changed. Heroes started evolving. Till then, there is the whole emotion of 83 is just not cricket. It is just being the underdogs first, how you were treated as underdogs. And then how you evolved as heroes, and how a head started turning, and how every dimension, every math towards Indian cricket started changing. Today, if you see one of the biggest, richest cricket board, it all started there.
Of course.
So that is the moment it is cinema. Now it is not being a cricket fan. Any non-cricketing fan will be able to connect with emotions. See, what we all understand, there is an emotion, and I think that is what they've tried. It is not just about the 83 World Cup which they won. The emotion behind it is what cinema all about.
No,
and I think that is what I could connect to. And yeah, we were all kids. We don't even know how they won and how they got back. It's much, much later when the YouTube and everything started popping up. We started seeing some few recaps of matches,
Yeah.
So I guess that's a moment, and I think they've done a brilliant job, especially after seeing the trailer. I think they have definitely got it right, and I personally feel when such brilliant actors and a director like Kabir Khan can come in, and production with such values, I think you can look out for one of the best films ever.
All right, and you're starting Kabza, I think, from 15 December?
16th. Yeah.
16 December. So that's another special project that.
Yeah, I'm a cameo in that. So, and I'm not a full-fledged person. It's Upendra's film, Upi's film. So this is me. I'm there in that film, and it's quite an interesting way they've cracked the script, and they've done some fantastic work. Even Chandru is a very exciting director. He's very full of energy all the time, wants to do something new, and I think to cater yourself to such people, sometimes it's nice to fun to just go watch them do what they're doing with you, watch them what they are doing because they are more excited than you. They say, oh, he's going to be arriving this day, he's going to join this day, so it's quite exciting,
We've taken a few fan questions. There are many of them, but let's try and take at least a few. This is, we have a question from Sanvi Sudeep. So what relationship advice would you like to give to your daughter?
I'm taking advices from her of late. She's grown up now and she's giving me advices, so I think I've stopped giving advices, and yeah, I know where this is coming from. So yes, Sanvi, I'll talk to you in person, baby.
So how special is this relationship?
I think she's special to us, and very, what do you say, there has been many number of years that I have only been working and I have not been able to spend at all. That is where this question is coming from. So I think today we make a lot of time and we chat, though right now she's getting used to talking to me. you know. So she's very talented, and I think I'm quite very proud of her, what she is. And yeah, it's always special to have her around.
All right. Okay. So, Anvi, I hope that this answers your question and you can have a discussion with your father. All right. This is Liku from Odisha. My question is, sir, what is your next project in Bollywood and why S.S. Rajamouli hadn't said about the character Aslam Khan?
That's two questions together. My next question, my next in Bollywood, I have not agreed upon anything in a concrete way, because I guess, see, probably the characters I look forward to, the scripts I look forward to, they're all coming to me from my home and neighboring places there in South. And whatever's coming from here is all mainly to do with the antagonist part and things like that, which I'm not very comfortable, unless and until it is really some challenging role. Yeah, so apart from that, yeah, we are making films from there, which is going to be released here also. So one of the next projects I'm doing it is with Mr. Venkat Prabhu, who did Manadu recently, who done Mangat, is a brilliant director. I'm quite excited to be working with him. So it's a brilliant script.
And why S.S. Rajamouli hasn't said about the character Aslam Khan?
That I think only he can answer. See, nobody asked him why you were telling Bahubali stories. Why should we question him about Aslam Khan right now? I think he's the creator of every character. He's the creator of every story. I'm sure he has enough good reasons as to why he adds or deletes.
All right. This is Karan from Tamil Nadu. When you're going to film with Thalapathy Vijay again, and what you learned from your Tamil cinema industry, whom do you love most, Salman or SRK? Need frank answer.
Yeah, I always try and be frank only, sir. And see, Vijay is a very sweet guy when I worked with him, and he's a huge star. But then, when working on set, you will never get to an epitome of that stardom he doesn't carry. He doesn't carry a baggage. That's one thing very nice working with him. He just comes simple, and he's a simple man, and it's very easy to work with him. And he's a director's actor. I don't see him too much into things and, trying to be, he's not an insecure guy. So I think it makes it simple to work with him. And it's always fun to work with him if at all is there. Because few things are there. Whenever he makes a film, it's always a larger than life film. So there's a beautiful things you get to play and everything. And as I told you, I know him very well and we get along well. So I guess it's always fun to work with him. And what is the next part?
Salman or SRK?
No, there's another Tamil something.
What do you learn from your Tamil cinema industry?
Well, I just learned that, wherever you come from, if you deliver, they accept you wholeheartedly. See, many people from different languages have come there and made it big in Tamil Nadu. So they are very giving people, as in when somebody comes there and if you satisfy them, they wholeheartedly embrace you and take you inside. That's something I've learned, and they unconditionally love their actors. They put them in a different pedestal.
That's true.
It's something else. It's a great feeling, though. And the respect that I have got because of only few films I've done there. Whenever I go there, I feel very nice, whether it's Tamil Nadu or Andhra Pradesh. I go there, there's something else they look into, and it feels good as complete as an actor. Yeah, damn good, man. I mean, thank you, sir. It just immediately humbles you down.
No, absolutely.
That's all it is. And the last part?
Salman or SRK?
I think I know very little of SRK. As a fan, I've always been watching his films and everything. And I've seen fewer films of Salman Khan, to be very frank, compared to what I've seen of SRK. But after when I met Mr. SK, Mr. Salman Khan, I think he doesn't leave you an option apart from loving him. So don't blame me for what I am today. And it is the fact that after I met him, I think we got along very well. See, I'm not a fan of his anymore, and it's like a family, and I love him. So that's the way it is. So there can be a fan moment with SRK, but this love part is with Salman Khan.
All right. This is Rohan from Kalaburgi, Karnataka. What impact will Vikrant Rona create on your career, market, etc.?
I think we are all excited about the story we have said right now. And the only hope is that it reaches as many people as possible. It is not about trying to make a difference in my career. It's about, at this point of the career, still trying to tell something new. I hope that reaches.
All right, that's interesting. This is Vikyat from Berlin, Germany. My question is, will Vikrant Rona be releasing in Germany and Europe in a big way, as I will not be in India during the time of the film release?
Yes, it was planned all to release in many countries. But with the present COVID situation and everything happening, I hope everything eases down so that we can actually stick to our plan.
So Europe and Germany are there?
Yes, it
they're
is
part of
there,
the
it
plan?
is there.
All right. I like Sudeep's, this is Tushar from Shimoga. I like Sudeep sir's villain acting very much, like in Ega, the villain, etc. Can we expect a double role of both hero and villain played by Sudeep sir?
I just finished Kotigoba 3 right now, which is a dual role. I don't know. There is a script that we are working on, which is a dual role again, but not like a villain and a hero type. But I hope, let's see if such miraculous things happen soon.
Hi Sudeep sir, I'm Ashwini from Bhadravati, Shimoga. I'm a huge fan of you and Vishnu sir. My question is, are you meeting your fans now? Also, every second Saturday or Sunday, tried to meet you twice before Corona but couldn't get a chance as it was not second weekend.
Yeah, I still do meet my people, but then again, when these things are increasing and when there is a protocol which the government is expecting all of us to do, we have eased down a bit little at home near my place. Otherwise every second Sunday I would, like every Sunday we would meet. After this COVID, it became every second Sunday, but right now I think we have eased down that also to just avoid certain chaos.
Of course. This is Harsha from Bangalore. Who will be the lead actor for Ashwathama movie and when will it begin?
You're looking at me, so obviously it will be, and we are hoping to start soon, sir. And Anup has done a brilliant job with it again, so I hope to start soon.
Akash Patil from Shiva Moga. After widening
That's my birth city, Shimoga.
All right. After widening up of OTT market, cinema making style is changing and makers are eyeing to cater larger set of audience around the globe. So how is your script selection post this change?
Nothing changes. I think by the end of the day, it's a movie story, as I told you earlier, we're trying to say. Just the platforms are changing, the medium in which we are trying to tell a story, either it's theatre or either it's television. Television is, again, I'm talking about an OTT. That's all it matters. So yeah, that is a perspective, and I don't think that should matter about what are the stories we have to say. We are just still telling it.
This is Shashank from Hassan.
Hassan.
Hassan, yeah. Recently, Kecha Sudeep also experienced theatre problems. Can we expect him as a producer, distributor, like own a bunch of theatres like AMB, so that he could understand problems in ground level and act accordingly?
No, so theatre's issues were not there. There were some other issues actually, so it was misinterpreted over there. And of course, I already am a producer, I'm already a distributor, so there are certain nuances which I still do understand. And one thing about cinema, irrelevant to how much you still encounter something new, and we're still learning. So I guess it's a game which will be going on. And of course, that only thing I just want to confirm that there were no theatrical issues over there. There were certain other issues because of which one day delay happened to the release.
This is Sunil from Sagara, Karnataka. My question is, day by day, you looking younger. Please share your fitness secrets.
So there are a few things you need to maintain that,
have your dinner at 7 o'clock.
No,
and eat
that's true. He saw me when he's
and salad.
Yeah, you don't. Nothing goes wrong when you eat less. So it's just that eat on time, and I'm the very wrong man to be giving tips across because I'm still trying to cope up with all the mistakes that I have done earlier in my life. So yeah, a little bit of discipline helps, and secondly, I think please understand your own body and just do what it needs. Don't go by other people's perspective. Your body is different.
Amreen from Hyderabad, what is the first thing he will say to his Bollywood crush, Kajol, when he meets her? And if he gets a chance to do a movie with her, then what kind of movie should it be?
When you meet your crush, actually, you just want to
Right.
Nothing. I don't think I have anything to tell her. I just want to. I say for your information, I still haven't. I got some 2-3 opportunities to meet her. I still didn't, because I promised that I will meet her the day I'm acting or I'm performing with her on the same screen, on the same frame. That is the day I want to meet and say a big hello. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, sir. Whatever the role, it doesn't matter, sir.
So in fact, we communicated your sentiments to her in our interview, and she says that you have a good taste.
Well, she will accept, obviously. And I think, yeah, see, this I do not know about how good a taste or how not good a taste it is. It is my taste, sir. And I'm very proud of it.
All right. So this is Siddharth from Mysore. Sudeep sir, do you think KGF brought major change for Kannada film industry, and will Vikrant Rona overcome KGF?
No, well, the second part of the question I'll answer. I don't think anybody needs to overcome anybody. If they have done a spot for themselves in Indian cinema, it is their hard work, their belief, and overtaking them doesn't define us in any better way. I think we have to do our own stuff, they do their own stuff, and if it has brought about some few changes, it has. It has brought about few changes because it's a belief that, people, when you do something, when you travel, people will watch. But what is it that they want, you have to give. It's not that, when you try to spend some money, people will watch. It is not. Their approach was good, their strategies were good, their timing went well. See, now that is even a luck factor counts there. When the release time, they had a very huge release, and then when that film didn't do well, it added on to that. And I think it calls for honesty also. I think nature supports honesty.
Absolutely.
And I think they had it all. And yes, sir, Vikrant Rona is Vikrant Rona, and KGF is KGF. We are proud of their achievements, and I hope we make all of them proud too.
This is Abhishek from Bangalore. My question to Sudeep sir, how do you sleep only 3-4 hours every day and you're so focused in day? Can everyone do that? Because I also want to be like you, sir.
No, please don't, sir. Please have good sleep, and don't blame me, put me into the thing that where other people around you start blaming me. I have been managing somehow. It's not that it's an option. I had no options at times. That's a struggle of my life. Right now I'm trying to cope up and try to give myself a little more sleep than what I used to. Don't follow me on that part. I think your body, you should know better how much of sleep is required. Please go with what your instinct says, your body says.
Hi Sudeep Anna, I'm Venu from Madhugiri. Is that true that you're going to make a movie with Sujit Sahu, director?
Yeah, we are on discussions. He's a very interesting boy. He has got a lot of energy, a lot of ideas. We keep meeting, we keep discussing, and I think we have locked the intention of making a film together. So I hope it happens soon.
This is Sagar Sidhu. Hi Kicha bro, it's a personal request. It's okay if you can't continue with making movies, but never ever get compromised with health, bro. Please do take care of yourself. If you just give motivational speech, it gives us positive mind set. That's enough.
That's very kind of you, very sweet of you. I'll consider that, sir. I'll consider that.
This is, I think, important. This is Chetan Gowda from Dod Ballapur. Okay. When you hear Puneet Rajkumar name, what will be the first thing that strikes your mind? I think this is an important one.
There are a lot of mixed emotions that happens, obviously, and it is something which nobody has settled with as yet. So brains don't work. When you're taking a topic like this, brains still haven't settled down. So it's a huge thing that everybody had to accept, and we are still coming in terms with it. So I think it's too early for me to answer that question. We are all still trying to come in terms.
Of course, that's understandable. Okay. Maya from Bangalore. I was super proud when Karnataka flag and Vikrant Rona title logo was launched, was in Burj Khalifa. How did you feel in that moment? And I'm super excited for Vikrant Rona.
That's a moment for all of us also, Sai. When we were standing in front of Burj Khalifa, yeah, we all knew what's going to come up because we have edited it, we have framed it, and there's a lot of hard work behind that. See, one thing, when we started on a Burj Khalifa, you should understand that our cinema is made in a 70mm. And when you put some story on Insta, then Insta also picks up only the center part of your screen. It's very difficult to edit. It only picks up the center part. If you put about 1 minute of thing, it only picks up the center part. Now Burj Khalifa is half your Insta. It goes and thins down as it goes up, it narrows down. How do you get everything to the center? We don't have any equipment which can edit it in such a way that, because see, when you keep a frame, probably you're to the right of my frame. Correct. Now how do I center you, even, and the camera may be moving, how do I center you every frame? Because if you move, you're out of the building. That's the size of the screen. That's a challenge for us. We have worked so much because it's the first video thing that came on Burj Khalifa. Till then people had put posters, there were animations and other things, but on a video scale that was the first film. So we had a challenge. But that is what we were looking forward to, and I knew, and we were, there were all the countries' flags and everything that we had incorporated, and Dubai objected to playing any flags of anything because it is their protocol. The only thing they allowed is the color of our language. And luckily Karnataka is the only thing which has got a color to their language, yellow and red. And when we displayed it, trust me, for a minute there was this breathing moment, we all took a deep breath because that size in front of you, and for the first time, I don't know, I never felt that good to see our flag somewhere like that. And it was a moment for us. It was a moment for us, and I think that is what we spoke for the rest of the time than our trailer. And okay, it was good. I think, what did you feel about that thing? It was just the end. A lot of people had booked tickets just to come and see that. From our country and our state and our cities, they all traveled there. I didn't know that. There were about 2,000 to odd thousand people who had gathered there from our state, and they were hooting for it. They were like screaming, amazing. And I think it was
amazing.
We felt like something. Something which cannot be explained. It is an experience.
Kicha, we'll end this interview with a rapid fire with you.
Yes, sir.
All right, so rapid fire with Kicha Sudeep. What do you mean when you call Vikrant Rona a new hero?
I mean, he's a new hero. It's the world gets a new hero. It's we all know that whenever we talk, we all have this Marvel comics, and we all have this Sherlock Holmes. We have this Indiana Jones. We have something like that. So there is another new hero who's just popped in. It's the new hero you're going to get.
All right, what is something different and special your fans can expect from you in Vikrant Rona?
1 year older me from my previous film, and 1 year younger look from my previous film. And apart from that, attitude, which probably is very new that I have placed, positioning of the film that is very new for me as well as my audiences. And they will get to see something in the way I have played the role, definitely.
All right, what is the best thing about Jacqueline Fernandez, the co-actor?
Oh, she is very sweet. I mean, I've seen her a couple of times within Salman Khan's shoot and other things, though we have never interacted. And we all have this thing that if she does, it will be good, and which I showed you also. She looks fabulous. Okay, so there is a scene how we worked with her, and there is a song, and in this scene she has Kannada dialogues. She surprised us, and I thought she'll be taking prompting and other things. And the director, just to get a feel of it, he said, "Can we just one rehearsal?" We ended up doing the entire scene, and without prompt. She's really hardworking. She's really hardworking and very, very comfortable to work with. Very good human being. I enjoyed working with her. Trust me, it was really good, and we really felt good that finally we called her, and it was made so memorable.
From Thayawa to Vikrant Rona, what's that one change you've observed in your audience over all these years?
They've grown with me.
They've grown with you.
They've grown with me.
All right, that's interesting. After working for so many years in different industries, what one achievement you're still working towards?
Nothing. I don't set goals and go after it. I think every film gives you a new goal by itself. The moment you accept a film, there's a new challenge. And there are competitors all around you. Now, everything is a challenge. Everything sets a goal, new goal. I don't think we need to set it up and leave your house every day. It's there, it's available.
When is it that you would like to write your life story? Because I think, you are a fabulous writer. I'm sure you'll pen your thoughts beautifully as well.
I don't know. I've never given it a thought, and I don't think, I've done anything as such that it should become a book as yet. But yes, when people ask me, I always say that. And why you don't read? I don't read books, and I somehow am a very visual person. I don't mind you reading a book for me sitting in front. I can visualize. I always tell people, maybe books is not my thing, but lead a life worth becoming a book someday. I hope somebody writes.
No, I think, but when you're talking like this as well, there's so many. It's like literary sort of conversation that it just flows very naturally, and it's hard to believe that you don't read because you're.
Actually, I don't.
Which is very interesting. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important are awards in your life?
0.
Okay. What is something most other people?
Again, with due respect, it's got nothing to do with the awards per se. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe. I don't even enjoy keeping it at home.
Most of the time, people know that they're going to be getting the award before they.
It's a perspective again.
It's a perspective.
And what I'm trying to say, sir, it's for me. I've given it up long back. It's been about 17 years now that I've stopped going. It's not a short thing. It's a 17 years. I've not gone, and I don't even enjoy it anymore. I just know that every time my box office collections are good and the film is done extremely well and my producers are very happy, my audiences are happy, I think I go home feeling much better. When the screen is praising me, I think that's a much better feeling. See, I think it's a perspective again. I've seen actors who really work hard for awards, who love awards. Due respect, I think to me it's zero value.
And do you read reviews of your films?
No.
You don't.
Reviews are. I don't think I'm going to judge it. But as I told you, when I told you about the script, I said it's all up to the mood I'm sitting that day and how you're narrating. Now, if you are writing a review of my film, I don't know what mood you have got into my film. I don't know previous day what movie you watched. I don't know whom you fought with. I don't even know whether you have an opinion about me. So you see one man and you just write. When awards are actually 5 to 6 members of jury and we still don't accept it. You're talking about one person goes who sees it and then writes a review. Due respect again, yeah. But I personally can't agree that you actually sat in a great seat. There are like in one family, you have different personalities. Like if you one day one family sits across after a lunch and you say, you know what, it's a movie day, let's watch. Do you know, do you settle with one film, how much time will it take? Have you actually observed it? Your child will say, no, we'll watch this thing, and your mother will say something, your wife will say something, and you will be surfing for 5 minutes. Everybody will go. You know, all big heroes are going in thumbnails. You serve. All are waiting to tell a story in the thumbnail if you look at it. You say, and when you stop at one thumbnail, okay, that hero or the director is thinking, okay, you're going to see me now. And suddenly you say, no, not this movie. It's become like that. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's so much of difference of opinion is there. It's hard to settle.
No, absolutely. What according to you is the best way to deal with trolls?
Enjoy it. See, it's better than not getting any importance at all.
Okay.
If you take it too seriously, I'll tell you what happens. See, now, look at it as a joke. Look at it as a sarcasm. I'm not trying to say they are jokers. Won't people joke with you in a party? They'll say, hey, kya hai? Choda yaar. You know, the moment you react in a positive way, it doesn't look harsh. See, there are trolls. There are people who do certain things only to pinch you very bad. You know it. It's very filthy. It's something to do with your family. It's something to do with certain things. When you know it is like that, I personally don't react, sir, because I think I know my wife, I know my daughter, I know my father, mother, I know myself much better than these things. And there are trolls who are fantastic. They come up in such a way, like, it's funny actually, you know, even you wouldn't have thought about it in that angle. But see, if you start looking at everything in a very, very vulgar way, everything looks vulgar. It's okay. Now you made a choice to be on the social media, so you made it a point that everything that is popping up you want to read and you want to see. Now, if you have so much time to do all that, start enjoying it also. It's okay. Otherwise, it's okay. See, I use my phones and I use my laptops and social media for my requirements. I'm not all over it.
That's interesting.
Certain thing pops up. And when it pops up, it's okay with me. I'm okay.
That's interesting. That's an interesting perspective. Can a film lack an entertainment quotient and still be called a good film?
Yes.
Have you ever had to leave a film due to creative differences?
No.
Would you be interested in directing a Salman Khan for an action film?
Yes.
Please complete the following sentences. When I was aspiring to be an actor and actress I wanted to romance on screen was?
Hello.
If I were to star in someone's biopic, that person would be?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it at all. It's very difficult because we need to justify that person's life. So, as an actor, I always feel it's a huge responsibility. Telling a story, making a film, I've never felt the pressure. But when you're trying to tell a biopic, you know, you have to justify that person's life, and there's only once you're going to do it.
Right.
There can't be two to three movies done on the same person. So it's a responsibility.
That's interesting. A habit that I'm trying to get rid of is?
Coffee. Too much of coffee. A lot of coffee.
Too much of
See it, I've made an effort. I'm not going to touch the cup from a long time. I kept it there, and when he asked me coffee, I said, no, give me tea, so that I don't touch it. It's a lot of effort I put in. It's a very sincere effort. People are helping me though.
Right.
It's too much into coffee. Too much. And not that I've had any problems because of that. I suddenly started feeling like a coffee machine walking around, you know. I just feel like one day I just talk, coffee beans will come out. When I say something, it'll just coffee all over the place.
But great coffee in Karnataka. They make great coffee in Karnataka. So
we always talk philosophy, you know, cracker, meat, in between line, don't overdo things. I've ended up doing it so much that coffee machines are all over my house. Every way. Suddenly one day somebody asked me, how much coffee do you think? I ended up saying the answer very casually, I think this one. That answer shocked me myself. Then from the next day, I was actually keeping a count. My need was very little in a day. But then I was like, coffee. Because problem is, like, I quit smoking long back. I smoked also for a very few number of years. But then I quit long back. What I got hooked on to is coffee now. So this is not what do you say, you know, it's like better. It's right there only. Anything so much is, that's one thing I'm trying to do.
No, I hope that you manage to do that.
Hi, this is Kicha Sudeepa here, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama.